Nya sian, nya dagi electric scooty. Mat ikalawe jong yar shaka. One shot Quincy Waters Jamrang Shillong. Pat kaliang no shaka 8 hamunagas.
Wemily kanong kremu ba Ardent mele ba soymat uladawa ba de ban Weng no madore ka Kyndon ka balai khundai jong ka an Meghalaya State Investment and Promotion Facilitation ka MIPA. Abay shimata ka jingeta halo kani hayung dorbar manta ka sngi Wemily kanong kremu lo ong ba katkum kani ka an ka MIPA kala pinjungot ya ka Meghalaya Land Transfer Act chejar khandai spa nyupuar. Uba Ardent ulab bu jeng artetin ya ke jingwan ki karkhana shagni ke jylla kum ha birnihat lum shnong ha omyam namar beki wan ban pinjot penban ya ke jylla ban kintiu ki ktem jong ki karkhana ki kelalong ki Jaka ki bomlong shu ban shong ban sa ki breu ulong ba ka MIDC ha ke nyotrik uleber arajar arfusan kala khot ya ke expression of interest ne ke EOI ban chim Jaka ha siang ribhoi ka bahe laispa ekar chaneng ban bu ye ki ktem karkhana bat ulabu jingli ha e ke jingdon kam ka MIDC ban chim Jaka hadu laispa ekar ulong ba ka party kam persha ye ke jingwan nong bei pisa re kam de ban ya pen ye ki Jaka jongki briu ke jylla ulakintu bade ban senge lut ya boro ki Jingthmu ban chim Jaka da ka ba Weng no ye ka Kyndon ka ba live khundai jong ka an MIPA.
Transfer means the conveyance of land of one person to another and includes gift, sale, exchange, mortgage, lease, surrender, or any mode of transfer. And when we come to the definition of a tribal, it means a person belonging to any of the scheduled tribes. It means a tribal is being defined as a person. So here is the issue where the government is trying to create land bank. So may I get the clarification from the government. And the question here is that in whose custody these land banks will be kept or maintained? Because if it is a revenue land, then the problem may arise that the government may transfer. The government is not going to transfer this land to an individual, maybe to a company. But the company or a firm for that matter doesn't come under the purview of the definition of the tribal or the person. So therefore, sir, we feel that there is a gray area in the definition of a tribal as a person. When we find that in section 3.1, no transfer in Meghalaya shall be transferred by a tribal to a non-tribal or by a non-tribal to another non-tribal except with the previous sanction of the competent authority. So here the person will not arise. It is the firm. It is between the firm and the government. So how do we say that it will not contradict the Meghalaya transfer of land? So therefore, sir, this is one very serious issue. And looking by the past record, this original act of Meghalaya Transfer of Land Regulation Act 1971 has been diluted with the insertion of subclause E and F in the section 4.1. That is the first dilution of the act, which has taken place in 1991. So as we know, I've been saying this and I will say it now again, that land for a tribal does not confine only to providing him a livelihood, but also has a deep cultural and historical connections. It is a bedrock of his sense of security and freedom from fear. So it is an important part in the lives of the tribal people in the hills, and for them, it is a matter of life and death. Which is why, sir, on the day when the government introduced this amendment, on that very day itself, I have submitted an amendment to this amendment because I understand that we may fall into the trap Because when we look at the past records, look at the industrial estates at Bernihat, industrial estate at Umyam, and many areas in Jaintia Hills district. What are the benefits that our people are getting derived from these industries? West Khasi Hills also. What is the result? The result is Bernihat is becoming one of the most polluted. And there are other areas, sir, in Jaintia Hills, like Shillong, will be another Bernihat in the making. I know that the government must have received petitions from the people of Sutanga Ilaka, where numerous of coke plants have been established in that area. I was told that sooner or later, the people will be forced to relocate as it will become inhabitable to the people. So all these past experience, sir, worries us as member of this August House. We are not against investment. We are not against the intention of the government to further the growth of the state. But we want to ensure that no matter what, the land should stay with us. So how do you ensure that these land banks that the government have been acquired will stay with the local people, with the local engineers of the state? Sir, as I speak, let me bring to the notice of this August House that the MIDC, Meghalaya Industrial Development Corporation Limited, on the 7th of March 25, has given a notice of inviting for expression of interest. Let me read out this advertisement, sir. MIDC invites expression of interest for acquisition of land in Ribhoi district, particularly in Umsiang and Makado areas, measuring 300 acres and above, for setting up industrial estate/area. Interested landowners having land at the above mentioned locations may submit copies of land documents extra and also to indicate selling rate on or before the 21st March 2025 up to 2 p.m. to the Office of the Managing Director, MIDC Limited, Kesma Upland Road, Light Mukhra. Acquisition of land is taking place. So how is it possible? Where is the need for the MIDC to acquire this much of land? What is the purpose? So therefore, sir, how can you expect that as a responsible member of this August House? We subscribe to the idea of our Chief Minister to develop, to promote the state, to create jobs, but we also need to tread very carefully when it comes to land. We will not only oppose everything that the government is doing, but here is the problem. Because I know why. Most of the members in the Treasury bench, they are praising you because they understand that they will not be able to resist the heat of the people. At least I respect them because they understand the sentiment of the people. So we are all here to work for the betterment of the state. And how can you say that you have inserted new clause like where it was not there before in Section 2, autonomous district councils have been added. But when you look at the original act in Section 39, that is a kind of a caveat that the government is included in that act, sir. So what does it say? Protection of action taken in good faith. No suit or legal proceeding shall lie against the chairman or any members of the governing council or high-powered committee or state investment committee or district investment committee or nodal agency or any employees of such committees in respect of anything which is done or intended to be done in good faith. So how can we presume that whatever they do is in good faith? It is not that simple, sir. for us to presume that whatever this nodal agency is doing is in good faith. So therefore, sir, I feel that in order to keep this apprehension at rest, may I request the Honorable Chief Minister to stop all kind of land acquisition. And going by the right to fair compensation and transparency in Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013, sir. And if you look at the section 41, 42, here it has mentioned very clearly, if I may be allowed to read out all these sections, sir. 41.1, sir, as far as possible, no acquisition of land shall be made in the scheduled areas. Where such acquisition does take place, this is 41.2, where such acquisition does take place, it shall be done only as a demonstrable last resort. Number 3, sir, 41.3, in case of acquisition or alienation of any land in the scheduled areas, the prior consent of the concerned Gram Sabha or the Panchayats or the Autonomous District Council at the appropriate level in scheduled areas under the 5th schedule to the Constitution, as the case may be, shall be obtained in all cases of land acquisition in such areas, including acquisition in case of urgency before issuing a notification. So the question here is whether the MIDC has adhered to this provision. And in 41.9, it reads, sir, any alienation of tribal lands or land belonging to members of the scheduled caste in disregard to the laws and regulation for the time being in force shall be treated as null and void. And in case of acquisition of such land, the rehabilitation and resettlement benefits shall be made available to the original tribal landowners or landowners belonging to the scheduled caste. 41.1, all benefits, including the reservation benefits available to the scheduled tribes and the scheduled castes in the affected areas shall continue in the resettlement area. Whenever the affected families belonging to the scheduled tribes or who are residing in the scheduled areas referred to in the 5th schedule or the tribal areas referred to in the 6th schedule to the Constitution are relocated outside those areas, then all the statutory safeguards, entitlement and benefits being enjoyed by them under this act shall be extended to the area to which they are resettled, regardless of whether the resettlement area is a scheduled area referred to in the 5th schedule or tribal areas referred to in the said 6th schedule. So may I know from the Honorable Chief Minister whether the MIDC, before issuing this notification, has adhered strictly to the provision of this Land Acquisition Act, sir. So this is a very serious issue, sir. So I know, sir, that the government has already deleted this portion, but I strongly feel that the government should also bring some more amendment where the government can also delete this section 39 in this Meghalaya State Investment Promotion Facilitation Act 2024. So I will not dwell much since we have already our purpose to serve this, to move this amendment has already been served. But my request to the Chief Minister is to ensure that all land acquisition should be stopped.